Ladies and gentlemen, the stories. Before you watch this movie, make sure you must watch this video until the end. Alright, let's start again. Ladies and gentlemen, the story was begin when Nadiah was reading a book while Sana come to ask the question. A framework of expression and Nadiah, can I ask you some question? Yes, Sana, you can ask the question. Of course. What the question? Nadiah, do you know what is mutualism? Can you explain to me what the mutualism? Of course. I can explain you what is a mutualism. Of course. I can explain you what is a mutualism. Let's watch this content.
All organisms depend on others to survive. But some take their relationships with other species to extremes. When different species live in very close association with each other, it's called symbiosis. When this relationship is beneficial to both organisms, it's known as mutualism. Mutualism can be seen in most ecosystems and between all sorts of organisms. Plants and fungi, animals and plants, or between different animals.
You really need to look up a video about acacia ants and acacia trees because this is a fascinating example. See, some species of acacia trees form these hollow thorns which provide housing to acacia ants. Some species even provide a nectar for food for these ants. So what does this tree get in return? Protection. I'd hate to be a type of consumer that eats acacia trees because if it has acacia ants, the ants will come out of the thorns and attack the consumer. They'll even destroy plants that try to grow close to the acacia tree so the ants can eliminate the tree's competition. Nice mutual relationship between the acacia tree and the acacia ant.
Oxpecker birds have a mutualistic relationship with buffalo. The birds eat ticks and their larvae feed from the skin of the buffalo. The buffalo is getting cleaned and the birds are getting food. Both species are gaining a benefit, and so this is an example of mutualism.
Bees take in pollen from flowers to make honey from it. The bee spreads the pollen to help the flower in reproduction, and then the bees get a nice, tasty meal. Humans and other animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which plants use for photosynthesis, and in return plants give off oxygen that humans and animals use for respiration.
Is the interaction between zebras and bacteria. Zebras rely on certain bacteria in their gut. The zebras benefit from the enzyme called cellulase that the bacteria produce. This helps them to break down their food. In turn, the bacteria benefit by having a stable supply of nutrients and by living in the host intestine.
In this coral reef ecosystem, clownfish live closely with sea anemones, animals that use their stinging tentacles to catch prey. The anemone releases chemicals into the water to attract the clownfish, which is protected from the lethal sting of the anemone by a protective mucus coating. This allows the clownfish to live in the safety of the anemone's tentacles, protected from predators. In exchange, the clownfish drives off intruders, like the butterfly fish, stopping them from eating the anemone.
Remarkable underwater fish spas. Upwelling, nutrient-rich waters draw huge numbers and varieties of fish to seamounts and reefs, but not all of them are here for the food. Hammerhead sharks, turtles, and even manta rays make their way to these specific locations for none other than a premium cleaning service. These big fellas drift calmly around the reef, allowing smaller fish like wrasse, surgeonfish, and angelfish to pick off parasites and algae, leaving them feeling fresh. The big fish get a luxury exfoliation, and the small fish get a tasty meal, so everyone's a winner. Of course, there's always that one friend that asks for just a little too much, and in this case, it's the manta ray, who times its visit to coincide with a sturgeonfish's spawning season, so it gets a free meal of fish eggs along with its wax and polish, which, frankly, just seems a little bit rude.
In the same ecosystem, another mutualistic relationship exists between the goby fish and pistol shrimp. The shrimp digs and cleans a burrow in the sand, in which the goby lives and lays its eggs. The pistol shrimp has poor vision. Whilst the shrimp is digging, the goby keeps watch. It touches the shrimp with its tail to warn it of approaching predators, and both retreat into their burrow. Mutualism can produce surprising relationships and strong interdependence between species, each helping the other so that both can survive.
Alhamdulillah. Now, I should now understand what is mutualism. Oh, no, not mutualism. It's mutualism. Thank you, Nadiah. Oh, welcome, very welcome, Sana. That's all for me. Thank you. That's all for me. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. Enjoy it.